Good morning, HOB family. Greetings from Ukraine. I am privileged to be here ministering right now. This is, as some of you know, the birthplace of our adopted children, and I'm excited to be witnessing just what God is doing on behalf of some kids, some orphans that we've just been praying about. And yeah, it's been a really good time. But I'm contacting you specifically today because of an urgent need that I heard about in the night last night from our partners in India. You were actually supposed to get a video from our office today that was recorded with Christy and I right before I left, giving a spring update. But I just felt really compelled and burdened to preempt that today with this message. This is a departure from the way that we normally approach things, but our burden and our calling is to share the burden and the need of people on the front lines, and our India partners have a real urgent need right now. Some of you may, if you're familiar with, or if you just read through our Christmas newsletter with our ministry partnership in Bangalore, India at Nirikshea School, we don't tend to highlight a capital need like this for our entire database, but this is one of those cases where we just felt like anybody that is connected with us should hear. If it's not something that you can participate in financially, it's certainly something that you could pray about with us. But the school services about 250 kids. I tell our staff often that I wish everyone in our ministry could actually set foot on that campus, because I've never witnessed in one space the power of the transforming work of God. These are children who have no history of education in all of their lineage. They have no connection to Christ prior to this school. And not only have they come to Christ, but their community is literally being transformed because of what's happened in their lives. And if you walk into the campus, you can experience a vibrancy among the children in the transforming power of the Lord. And as we're being called to stand with them in prayer right now, I can assure you that they are praying in ways that would be an incredible example to us. So, and having said that, what they're facing is that the school has existed for about 8 to 9 years. They're actually up through ninth grade classes of kids who, once again, have never, have been generations of no education, but they're brilliant. And they are also being taught the scripture every day. But these kids, the school that they attend is actually in rented property. And the government has mandated that every school needs to have some kind of permanent property. Now, this is not something that's singling Nirikshea out. It's just a general governmental rule across the board. And there are some protective reasons for that. And we know about schools through Africa where we've worked where, they're not really set up for the benefit of the kids. They're more for money-making ventures. But this is not one of those cases, but they are subjected to that law, and they've made appeals as many times as they can in trying to get time to raise the money. And we've actually notified and let people know about that, but we have not done it in a real focused or aggressive way. And so what's happened, they've reached a point where in 8 days from now, that proof of that property has to be in their hands to be able to register for the coming year for school. So we're just in a place of going, hey, even if they were able to achieve another appeal, the property, demand for the property is imminent. It's absolute. They need it. And we've kind of, I don't want to say casually, but we have without urgency encourage people to think about giving. And one of the reasons that I'm actually sharing with our family at large here is because those people who are already committed to Nirikshea, they believe so much in the school that they're committed in a very heavy way. So this burden of this property extends beyond what they really particularly have the capacity to give. So the need is $180,000. And that's a lot for God to produce through our family in 1 week, but it's a real need. I cannot imagine the doors to that school being closed. And I know it's not God's plan, because it's a beacon of light in that area, and the generational opportunities that can come through that school are just beyond what we can even imagine. But what I can imagine is that he has put this at our doorstep, and our calling as a ministry is to share, in the burden of those who are on the front line. And this is a frontline need right now. So I'm kind of breaking with my own personal policy right now. And because we, typically share about needs specifically with people who are connected to those ministries. Heart of the Bride, partners with many different ministries. And I do want to put a little caveat in here. If you are connected with Abba's Heart in Zambia, you're going to be hearing from them about a specific fundraising campaign during this month. And I don't want to do anything to distract from that. But at the same time, even if you are part of that, ministry connection, you can still stand with us in prayer. This is part of what we get to do together, because when one of us suffers, all of us suffers. And there's not anybody that we are affiliated with that is not doing something that is life transforming, and that is also that I would consider to be on the front lines of the orphan crisis. So at the least, I'm asking anybody who hears my voice right now to pray with us for this miracle that has a timeline on it. It needs to be met within 1 week. And I look forward to coming back with a shorter report to say, hey, God did it, and thank you for giving. And I do want to say that any gift that's given, it can't be too big or too small. It could be the whole amount. There might be one person out there that knows. I just know that I'm called to be a herald right now, that pretty much the people that are in, earshot of my voice are the people that know about this need. And and this is something that I know is important to the Lord as well. So I believe he's going to put it on the right hearts. My family, we certainly want to be a part of it. Even if it's in a small way, I would be excited to be able to say, hey, one day I helped to purchase the permanent property that this school stands on that's changing lives. So if you have a burden to give it all, the time is now. It's not sometime later. So really pray about that. Consider it. And there's a link provided that can get you a fast connection into a giving portal. And so I would encourage you to pray about that and do that as soon as you can. And if you are not in a position to give, that you would really stand with us in prayer and with the Nirikshea family to see that God meets this need in a full and an immediate way. Thanks for taking time, and I hope to get back with you soon to share some reports of what God is doing, because he really is at work right now. And this is one of the ways I would love to get back with you too, is to share how he provided specifically through the HOB family for this need. God bless you.